Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do kind of like a little walkthrough of our homeschool room slash toy room, playroom, whatever you want to call it. I've been wanting to film, sorry, I'm trying to get the right lighting in here. It's not really working. I've been wanting to film this for a while now. Ever since we moved to this new house and we had the larger homeschool space, I really wanted to show it to you guys, but I just kept putting it off because it just wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. I have this vision of how I want my perfect homeschool room to be, and it hasn't gotten there. There's still so many other little pieces that, I want to put in here, things I want to change. But I just feel like I should just rip the Band-Aid off, show you guys what we have. I can always update this video at another time when we've added the things that we're hoping to add, and just kind of go from there. So this is our kind of like homeschool space slash playroom. So there's a lot, like half the area is like just the kids' toys, and then we have school stuff, because this is kind of like in a loft area on the second floor of our home. And so downstairs in like our living space and kitchen, we try to keep that as free of toys as possible and keep everything up here. I think just for me personally, I don't know if you guys are like this, but I just have peace of mind at the end of the day if I can sit on my couch and I don't just see toys everywhere in front of me. Obviously, they bring down some toys and that they play with downstairs, if we're watching TV or cooking or something. And we don't mind that, as we clean, we bring them back up. But as much as I can, I try to keep the bulk of their things up here. And my daughter, my oldest, the only one who's technically school age at this point, she prefers to do her school just sitting down on the couch downstairs. So currently we don't actually do a lot of our schoolwork up here. It's kind of just where we store everything that we need, and then we'll bring stuff down as we need it, or all of our books we keep up here, things like that. Also, we're in kind of a stage right now where we do the majority of our school while my youngest toddler is taking his nap, which is in this room here. So it would be difficult if we did our school up here because we would have to be extremely quiet. I'm upstairs, babe. Sorry. It would be difficult because we'd have to be really quiet in order to do school up here during that time. But I know as he gets older and he doesn't have, the much needed nap time, things will probably change. So I'm just going to kind of walk you guys around and show you everything, and also kind of just point out areas that I know that we're going to want to change at some point. So I'm going to flip you guys around. So I'm going to start with kind of their play area here. Now I did not clean this ahead of time, you guys, so some of this is going to be kind of just still being used or a mess. I don't know what we're gonna find, but it's only semi-clean right now, so just keep that in mind. So we have the kids like play kitchen here, and then just their bins of toys. There's no like rhyme or reason here. A lot of stuff just gets thrown in there, but a lot of their building things we keep here. And then this is kind of like the home of stuffed animals. I don't know, you guys tell me, do your kids just like accumulate stuffed animals like you don't even understand? Like I don't even know where they come from. Like when we moved here, we got rid of bags of stuffed animals, you guys, and it just doesn't even look like we got rid of anything. And then we have kind of this banner strip here that I like to display things. Like my daughter did this earth model, I think from one of our knowledge crates. And then we had one of our space unit studies. We did this, and as you can see, we are missing some planets now. But, things get pulled down and lost, and that's okay. We can always do another one. And then just some of these, you know, like wooden toys, sometimes I like to keep up out of reach because we've lost them so many times. So I usually keep them up here and then just take them down as we play with them. And then my daughter's toy box, that just basically has a bunch of random throw-in toys in there. I won't bother you too much with that. One nice thing about this room, let me try to get the best lighting, is that it has all of these open windows, so we kind of use it for a place to display some of our nicer books or like reference books that we will just pull down when we need them. I have kind of like our read aloud section here, some of our science things that I can quickly grab. Some different crafts end up here sometimes. We also have kind of like a little wall of crafts that we've done, but we noticed after a while that a lot of them start to fall. I think the paint that's on this wall is kind of like a gloss, and so we tend to lose some things. And then we had a water bead experiment here that has now died. Couple other art projects and different things. We do like a class story time at our library every week, and they do like a different craft. So we end up with a lot of those. Here's one of my signs that I got quite some time ago that I really love. And then down below here, we just have kind of my son's little toy area, more of the, you know, toddler things. He's really into like cars and trucks and all things automobiles right now. So this is kind of like his area. And then we get into our kind of school section here. So I'll just kind of start at the top. We do have a TV here that we had set up for a while. We were watching, you know, like documentaries or videos on YouTube. But now we've moved our kind of like Roku box that we had into another room. So this isn't actually working right now. But this is kind of where we keep a lot of the curriculum that we're not using at the moment. Some of it we've used in previous years, but didn't finish, and so I've just kind of held on to it. Or a lot of them, like ones up here, I find a lot of these when I'm thrifting, and so I just keep them for like, as you can see here, there's like Goodwill stickers on a lot of this. I just keep them for as my younger gets older, we can use them. Down here is all of our like board games and puzzles. All of our flashcards I've just kind of like thrown in this basket. Yeah, this one over here has all of our mostly like reading books, but you can see some of them have had better days. I really need to just go through this whole thing and like get rid of, you know, what we've already read or what isn't salvageable at this point. These two here are more of my like toddler's toys. So he has some of his like little first books here. My first book of ABCs or colors, cars, couple other learning things here, some puzzles. And then a lot of these other things are for my daughter, just like counting blocks, building blocks, some of our spelling stuff. We just kind of use all of this space to store any of our school supplies. This section is like a lot of our readers. And I tried at one point to separate each of these cubes as like, for example, like this section I believe is like all like science subjects. This is like different holiday books. These are mostly my toddler age books, but honestly, some of them are just kind of mixed in at this point. It would probably need to be organized again. And then, like I said, this room has not been cleaned, so this is kind of like a catch-all spot here of things that we pick up and put here. But we have our dictionaries, so like this is my daughter's dictionary, and then I have a younger like first dictionary here for my toddler that we look through sometimes. Here is our kind of collection of kiwi crates that we just have not gotten to. We have our like nature kind of like box cabinet, if you will. Here, there's all kinds of stuff in here that we've collected. There's like eggshells and, you know, pine cones, feathers, shells, seeds, all kinds of stuff. Then we have our cash register here that we use with math, or if we're just playing, our first day of school sign. And then here we just have this board that we honestly like don't really use anymore. Like I'll tape some things up here to display if we're working on something, and it has a chalkboard on the other side. But we've since gotten a newer like whiteboard that we keep downstairs where we do most of our school, so this just hasn't really been used in a while. We should probably donate it. And then here's another sign that I got that I just haven't had a chance to hang up, so that's sitting there. But I do have like our kind of pretty cursive ABCs and numbers sign here. And I have a couple up here as well. These ones I actually made with my Cricut that came from our last home, so I wanted to put those up as well just because I had made them. But obviously this newer one that we got is much nicer. Up here we have one of our dream catchers that we made last year during our Native American studies. We have our globe. And just for reference, these two sets here are just like storage, like our books. This here is my daughter's desk. So I don't currently have a chair here for her for a couple reasons. One, because mostly she wants to do her work downstairs, just sitting on the couch. She's only 7, so it's really not necessary that she needs to sit at a desk at this age. But I also haven't gotten a chair because my toddler, who's almost 3, is at a stage where he just will climb everything. And so I feel like if I get any type of chair here, like, you know, he'll just climb it, or if I get a rolling chair, they're going to be rolling all over the place. And so it's just not something that I've invested in yet. But this is her desk where we keep things that we don't really want her brother to get into. So like a lot of her craft things, paints, all of her like paper and notebooks, all of these paints and glue that like my toddler, if he could reach, would definitely get into. These are just our little caddies that we will take with us when we're gonna start school, whatever we might need. They're both just full of like crayons, pens, markers. This is also a larger art set that opens up that has like pastels, crayons, paintbrushes in it. And then I have our Yodo player and all of our Yodo books in here. I have a video kind of doing a review of our Yodo player that I put up a few days ago. If you haven't seen it, definitely check that out. And then we just have a couple other things up here, like my hole puncher, her headphones that she uses with her Yodo player, and some different art projects my daughter's done that she doesn't want her brother to get to. And then we have some of our like knowledge crates that we're working through. We just got our fall knowledge crate. My daughter has her science kit. We have like a jewelry making kit where we keep all of our beads in there. And then these are a couple of our lap desks that we use. We usually just bring one of these downstairs with us. They both open up, and we kind of already have like supplies and stuff in here as well if there's things that we need. So we'll use those sometimes. And this desk is fairly new. I got it a few months ago, so we haven't filled all of it up yet. But we keep some of her newer books here that we've just recently read. So this section here is something that has not been completed that I was kind of mentioning. I would really like to use this space to have like a really comfy like sofa that we can hang out on, and I think my daughter would be much more willing to do work up here if we had like a comfy place to sit, because right now we don't really. You know, we have this kind of area here where I have a couple seats for the kids, but it's really not comfortable like long term. So that's something I've been really wanting to do, is to get something on this side and maybe like a map of the world and a really comfy sofa set. I don't know, what do you guys think? I feel like it would be so much more comfortable up here. And so yeah, last thing here is our just little coffee table. I like to keep art supplies out here, paints, watercolors, crayons, so that the kids can just come up here and play whenever they'd like. Down here we have some bins, just all of our Play-Doh toys, all of our Legos in here. This is just a bunch of extra art supplies. We have a bunch of little kind of like toys that we've collected from our knowledge crates that we use with Play-Doh and slime, things like that. So we keep all of those little things here that we don't want to get lost. And then our kind of drawn on falling apart, what is this guy called? I forget. I think it's called like the squishy human something on Amazon. But my daughter wanted to draw clothes on it, so it has seen better days. We had an out-school class this past week where they were learning about the human body, so we pulled him out, but he needs to be cleaned up and I think re-put back together. All right, you guys, so that is everything. I don't think I missed anything. I don't think I mentioned our clock up here. We got one specifically for, you know, like learning how to tell time, so it has all of the minutes, hours, seconds, everything labeled really well. We got that when my daughter, I think it was like starting in first grade, was learn time, so we still use that. Okay, you guys, I forgot. I did want to show you one other quick thing. I know I mentioned to you guys that we do most of our school downstairs, so I wanted to show you, I'll flip you around here. Call this my like Harry Potter closet downstairs, but this, and I apologize, this is so creepy, but my daughter did it. She wants it up there, so it's staying right now. Hey, everything's okay. Everything's okay. So I just wanted to show you, these are the things that we basically will pull out for the majority of our school days. All of our curriculum and things that we use on a day-to-day basis, as well as our whiteboard here, we will just pull out every day. And if there's something that we're missing or that we need, we'll get it upstairs in the room I showed you guys. So, all right, that's it. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. But that is everything. Obviously this space is very big. It is not required to homeschool. Like I said, usually we are just down, sitting on our couch. We just come up here for things that we've stored or that we might need, or for the kids to play. But that's it. If you guys have a homeschool room or a homeschool space that you use, let me know down in the comments how you use your space. And if you have any suggestions for what we could do to make this a little bit better. All right, thanks for hanging out, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.